Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, it doesn't matter how beautiful your website is if nobody is going to it. We're going to be talking to an international expert on lead generation next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
So it's a very familiar story. A couple is about to retire and they decide to take all their nest egg money and they start a business in their home and they build a beautiful website, and then crickets because nobody is visiting their website. There's an art to that. To talk about that today, Michael Tritthart. He is an international lead generator instructor. Thanks for coming on the show.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. How did you get into this line of work?
So years ago, I was a teacher and a coach and did that for 6 years here in North Texas. Friday Night Lights, did all that fun stuff for many, many years. Then got out of that, got into training real estate agents in 2001, working for a local title company. And we created a core curriculum, training the agents on how to get certified, or we got the sessions certified by the state of Texas. So they were able to get their credit, but we were also showing the agents on how to build and grow their business. And then the natural progression from that, I had a couple agents in my classes going, hey, this is great, this is awesome. I don't want to do this. Can you do this for me? And we're like, yeah, absolutely. So we went out, we started to build this information. We started to build the websites. And then from there, we were able to have some success with our clients. They were getting on the first page of Google. They were generating leads. And I brought on a business partner about 8 years ago. His name is Jeff Kale, and he's the former IT director of Petco. And from that point, Jeff has gone in and just really taken the team to the next level. And we've got a lot of our clients having tremendous success with their online lead generation, their presence, with their website, social media, video, everything.
Okay, when you first meet a client, what are some classic areas that they're failing in? There's always a place you look first. What are they doing wrong most of the time?
Yeah, I think a lot of times they focus on what the site's going to look like on a laptop. They don't consider the mobile aspect. That is the number one thing that you must do with a website. You've got to have it fast. It's got to be speed, right? Everybody's on a mobile device. They're going to check your website first on their phone. And if it takes forever to load, they're never going to come back. And so I think that's the number one mistake is people don't consider mobile first. Everything we design is designed around speed. You know, just like when I was coaching football, speed kills. And the same thing goes with website, speed kills. We have to have a fast website. And so that's the number one thing that we really focus on the very beginning in our consultations.
That's awesome. And I love it that Michael eats his own cooking. I was on his social media, and I want you to set up this video before we play it. So where was it filmed and how did you do it?
Yeah, so this was a couple years ago out in the desert of Las Vegas, outside of Henderson. My lead designer, he moved from California to Vegas, and we were talking to him, and he knew I was coming out for some training. He's like, hey, give me like 4 hours. We're going to go do something fun. I said, okay, what are we going to do? And he goes, well, remember, when I moved to California, the very first thing I bought was a condo. And I was like, yeah, I know. You told me that. He goes, you know what the second thing is that I bought? And I was like, I have no idea. He goes, I bought a flamethrower. And I'm like, okay, kind of awesome. It's pretty cool, right? I said, why? And he goes, because I can. You know, I couldn't do that in California. I could do it in Nevada. And I said, all right, so what are we going to do? He goes, I got some ideas. We're going to go out and do some promo videos. And so we went out. It was literally 125 degrees out in the middle of the desert. We did not have enough water. We had a lot of water, but we did not have enough water for about 3 to 4 hours playing around with the flamethrower in 125 degree weather. But we did it, created some promo videos, and that's the one that we created.
Okay, let's go ahead and roll that tape.
Everyone, this is Michael Tritthart, michaeltritthart.com. Let's put a little boom into your website. Sign up for one of our online success reviews, and we will show you how to light your website up and take it to the first page of Google. Sign up now.
That's hot.
All right, when I first saw that, I gotta be honest, it was so clean, and I was looking at the TNT, and I said, "Man, this has to be special effects." Was it?
No, it was actually a pinata that he had purchased. So no TNT inside. Okay. Although he's like, there is a fireworks stand nearby. We could go have a little fun. I was like, fireworks and flamethrower, too close.
Okay, well let's talk about some other do's. We talked a little bit about the first place you look when you're visiting with a client. What's another thing that clients need to do to get more traffic?
Absolutely. And one of the things, so I have a website design company, but also have a training company. And so I travel and train all across North America, and I train on lead generation, on social media marketing, on web design, on video, on every aspect of how to generate leads. Probably the number one thing that every business owner needs to do, and they don't do it effectively, is use all of the free tools that Google provides us. And so one of the biggest classes I train on is Google Business Profile. And we were talking a little bit before the session that the record for that is I had somebody generate $500,000 extra annual income from that. And then from the lead generation courses that I teach in general, I had a real estate agent get 63 listings in 1 hour, and then another one get an $8.25 million buyer in 30 minutes. And these are all using tools that are completely free. And I kind of joke in my classes, I like the free stuff and I like the easy stuff because I'm cheap and I'm lazy. Can I get an amen? I mean, that's what I tell them. It's like, why are we spending massive amounts of money on these tools when we can take advantage of all the free things that are out there?
And Michael is a wildly popular speaker. He speaks all over the country. How many speeches or workshops do you conduct a year?
So I think it's probably upwards of 100. I mean, I do a lot of sessions, of course, here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Yesterday was New Jersey. We got Anaheim coming up here in a couple weeks. So I would say it's easily over 100 sessions that we do a year. I like to try to plan my business and my schedule. I think that's the beauty of being an entrepreneur, is that I can schedule around family events, try to make sure that I'm there for all my kids' events. So that's what I like, is I can throttle up, throttle down when I need to. But it's quite a hectic schedule, but the fact that I'm in control of it, that's a big thing.
I love it, and he also does these wonderful testimonial videos. Let's go ahead and roll that tape.
All right, guys, we are here at Fair Texas Title in Allen, Texas. We have a great group today. Yay! And we are here for a Facebook workshop, and one of the elements that we talk about in Facebook is how to be more interactive with your groups. And one of the ways of doing that is a Facebook poll. So we have Kim here, and Kim, you created a poll in the city of Melissa.
Yes, on our Melissa site.
Yeah, and you want to talk a little bit about what's happening? The poll's only been active for what, 20 minutes?
Yeah, I'm getting lots of feedback. Some of the concerns about moving from renting to buying is the down payment.
Right.
Some people in Melissa are saying they don't like that all our options are HOA options.
Right. So she's gone in, she's asked a lot of pointed questions within the poll about real estate versus home ownership versus buying. And what people are doing is they're answering that, and now she knows how to start those initial conversations with those people to potentially move them from renting to buying. So that's a very simple technique of how to do that in Facebook. That's what we teach in this class. If you want more information, just go to michaeltritthart.com. Thanks, Kim. Thanks, everyone else.
And I think that's a beautiful takeaway, because so many people, they'll throw up a Facebook page and then they'll quote Zig Ziglar, and they'll have these nice little, quotes, but there's no engagement.
Right.
They're not growing a following. The poll strategy, is that still an effective one?
It is, and you can actually use the polling strategy on LinkedIn, and you can use it in your Facebook groups. And within the Facebook groups, you can go in and add as many different options as you want. And that truly creates engagement. That was a class that I was doing a couple of years ago. That one was here local that we just saw the video on, but I had a session in New Jersey a couple years ago. New Jersey is a lot of little towns, a lot of little cities, not structured the way we are here in North Texas. And so I had somebody who had a group for one of the towns that he's in. It had like 3,000 members in it. We created the poll. Couple hours later, he comes walking up to the front. He's like, look at this. He had over 600 responses already to his poll. He's like, this is amazing. And I told him, I said, that's 600 leads, because you need to go in and respond to them and say, hey, thank you so much for answering the poll and helping with that information. Did you know that you can actually do this. And so it was kind of a poll talking about the obstacles to selling your home. And so I said, now you have your script that you can use to go in and overcome those obstacles.
Outstanding. Wow. Okay, so I know there's a lot of people watching this right now saying, man, I need to contact Michael because he's the answer to many of my problems. What does an engagement look like for you? They contact you through the website. What happens next?
Yeah, so michaeltritthart.com, and we can engage with you in a couple different ways. So it can be training sessions. I can come out to your location, and we can provide these type of lead generation sessions to you there in person. We can do what we call hybrids, where we're in person, we have via Zoom. And then another aspect of the engagement is actually working with my design team. And that initial step starts with a conversation with Jeff Kale. We call that the online success review. So you actually get to speak with the former IT director of Petco. He's going to take you through a coaching call. He's going to look at your online presence. He's going to create what we call the blueprint. Just like how you have to build a house, you got to have a blueprint. Well, to build online success, you got to have a blueprint. And so he's going to create that, provide some additional items of value to you from video training, ebooks, and the such. And then if you can go out and do it yourself, more power to you. If you've got the 12-year-old IT genius at the house that can build it for you, then that's great as well. If you need somebody that can build it for you, that's where our team comes into play, and we can start to build out an effective platform for you.
Outstanding. Well, I can see why you're so successful. We're going to end with the website, which is michaeltritthart.com. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.